Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Back again here on a Monday night for the Crooked Line Top Hat Comics Tour, Super Late Model Series. Tour modifieds are tomorrow night. We are here at Five Flags Speedway. Now, a bunch of these drivers do have a lot of practice from here already from our previous broadcast the other night, the Dutchy Snowball Derby. You guys can go back and check that out on True Sim Productions. Almost at 200 views, so get us to 200 views on that video. But tonight, the normal Crooked Line Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series, running for points, 12-race season. They're taking on Five Flags this evening. So far, best times up at the top of your board. Brian Zimmerman set the fastest lap so far in the practice with a 16.26. Right behind him is the number 14 of Christian Pittman. Ran at 16.28. And then Chris Carroll, someone we see up near the front a lot in these races, a 16.29 sitting in third. Troy Tarbuck in the number 24, also a part of Pit Lizard Performance, 16.30. And Jason Raymond rounds out your top five here in practice. About 3.5 minutes left to go in practice. Tonight, though, it's going to be 125 laps around Five Flags. Thomas Axum was race winner last week, so he will have to start from the rear of the field this evening. Also tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I want to point out we have the Choose Cone. Choose Cone camera. We'll have that for this evening. As long as we can figure out when they go to the green, of course. I had a little bit more information. I was trying to find out the point situation going into tonight's event, but I couldn't find that, so I'll get that for next week. Because we got about 2 minutes left to go here in practice. We got to go ahead and head down trackside to start pre-race ceremony. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you could, please rise and remove your hats for tonight's National Anthem. thank you very much, Joshua Rutherford, for a great rendition of our national anthem. Everybody, again, I say it every week, go check out Mullet Music Productions on YouTube and check out a bunch of Josh's music and cover videos. Practice is wrapping up here, and something interesting, Thomas Axum was he could only get up to 15th on the board here as we head into qualifying. 5 minutes. Drivers are going to get 2 laps here. Who's going to be one of the first to go out? Looks like Jason Raymond is going to be one of the first drivers to head out. Start his qualifying run in that number 44. Great looking new paint scheme, I might add. Very festive. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody out there as well from True Sim Productions. See, we got Scotty Stevens out in the chat saying the number 52, Jason Day, is going to be his pick for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a pick, go ahead and put them in chat. Car number, name. We want to hear it. Who you rooting for out there? Big field of drivers here tonight. First times are starting to come in. Chris Carroll sits on provisional pole. Jason Raymond, who we're watching right now, goes 4th quickest with a 16.44. Little loose there coming off turn 4. Keeps his foot in it. Could not improve. Went a little bit slower for the number 44. Good enough for 5th position right now. Brian Zimmerman on his 2nd lap. 16.44 for his 1st lap. Coming off turn number 4. Can he improve? Just a little bit. A 16.37 for the number 28 of Brian Zimmerman. It's going to be good enough for 3rd position right now. Chris Carroll still on provisional pole. Number 9 of Joshua Dubé. I hope I'm saying that name right. Finishing up his run. Good enough for 10th position with a 16.46 for the number 9 of Joshua Dubé. Josh Beaver in the number 18 on his 2nd lap here. Slow time. Looks like he might have got some damage there on the left front as well. So not a good time. Jason Corder, that number 39, getting loose coming off turn number 4. Was starting his qualifying run, unfortunately. A lot of heavy damage to that car. Probably going to have to start from the rear of the field. Zach Murphy in the number 29. Timing and scoring is going to show him as the number 22, but really the number 29. Going to run a 16.73. Good enough for 17th position for the number 29. Jeff Clifton in the number 1. Finishing up his run, 16th position for the number 1. So far, Chris Carroll still on provisional pole. Brody Mears out there in that number 72 machine down the back straightaway for the final time of his qualifying run. Another great looking festive car. Across the line for Mears. It is going to improve a 16.41 for the number 72. Good enough for 7th position. Looks like he's happy with the qualifying run. Mitchell Muma in the number 98. Hardship last week. Going to try and come out this week and redeem himself. That number 98 looking strong here, coming across the line. Finish up his 2nd lap. Could not improve a 16.58, 16th position right now for the number 98 of Mitchell Muma. So Thomas Axum sitting on pit road. Not sure if he can qualify. I'm still a little gray. Like, I don't know about this rule all that well, let's just say. I don't know if they can qualify, but they have to drop to the back, or if they can't qualify, period. I've seen both instances happen. So we'll get with race control here for next week and get a confirmation on that rule. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers did not elect to take a time. Not sure if there was some problems on them super late models going through tech or just problems in general. Oh, I see Claire out in the chat going for Jason Raymond. 52 got some work to do. Yes, he does. 52 of Jason Day. 17th on the board right now for the 52. 30 seconds to go left here in qualifying. Not really a rule, just makes it easier. All right, well, there you go. Scotty Stevens coming in the chat, helping us out a little bit. Thank you, Scotty Stevens. Greatly appreciate that. So, as for picks tonight, I don't know who I personally would go with, because every time I pick somebody, they end up in a wreck, and we don't want that to happen. Time to get going through that grid, though. Chris Carroll in the number 99 is going to be starting on pole tonight, with Christian Pittman in the number 14 to his outside. Brian Zimmerman's going to be starting in third position in the number 28, with Larry Bell in the number 43 to his outside in fourth. Brandon Mettler in the number 15 is going to be starting in fifth, with Bradley Yo in the 35 to his outside in sixth. Brody Mears in that number 72 is going to be starting in seventh position, with Tanner Moore in the number 4 starting to his outside in eighth. Jason Raymond in the number 44 is going to be starting in ninth position, with Troy Tarbuck in the 24 to his outside in 10th. Garrett Crow in the number 38 is going to be starting in 11th, with Joshua Doobie in 12th position in that number 9. I hope I'm saying that name right. It's either Doob or it's Doobie. I'm going to say Doobie because I like that. It's funny. It's awesome. Derek Stanley in the number 17 is going to be starting in P13, with Scott Smith in the 53 to his outside in 14th. Guy Barrett in the 02 is going to be starting in 15th, with Mitchell Muma in the number 98 starting in 16th. Jason Day in that number 52 machine is going to be starting in 17th position, with Chummy Miller in the 06 to his outside in 18th. Jeff Clifton's going to be starting in 19th position in that number 1 machine, with Zach Murphy in the number 29 starting in 20th. Starting 21st, if I can bring that back up. Oh, wide highs on me. Starting 21st, Josh Beaver in the number 18. Thomas Axum again has to go to the rear of the field. Brad Carpenter, Chris Sawyer, Jason Korn, Dustin Lamb rounds out your field here tonight as these drivers start to get ready, start pacing around 5 flags. Flagman showing one finger in the air, 1 lap to green here at 5 flags for 125 laps. The Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series is getting revved up and getting ready to go. Green flag is out and we're underway. Going down into turns 1 and 2, Chris Carroll's going to get a good jump. And he's going to maintain the race lead right now, but Christian Pittman all over the back bumper. Brian Zimmerman trying to hold on to third as Brody Mears way out of shape down the back straightaway. Tanner Marr's going to be involved. The number 9 involved. A lot of drivers involved on this one. Lap 1. Wow. See if we can't go back and see what happened. You see Brody Mears way out of shape. Tanner tries to avoid it, and a bunch of other guys just coming in there. Coming in late. Everybody trying to check up and miss it. Looks like Scott Smith got turned around. Jason Day looks like he was involved. Doesn't look like a lot of damage, though. A few other drivers involved as well. Brody Mears started in a great position. Now heavy left front damage to that number 72 machine. Chris Carroll still your race leader. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. All right, we are back live. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need a paint scheme for iRacing, be sure to hit up Michael Falk over at MF Racing Designs on Facebook. Trying to time these cautions out, see when everybody's, when we're going to get the choose gun. It looks like we're getting it here. Actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it should be single file because they didn't make it one full green flag lap. So, drivers are going to be starting single file here for this restart. Pace car lights are off in the hands of Chris Carroll. He's going to take them all the way up to the outside wall. Going to wait for that pace car to pull off. He's going to fire them off, and we're back underway. Lap 6 of 125. Now lap 7. Here are 5 flags. Out in the turns 1 and 2, Chris Carroll gets a great launch. Christian Pittman trying to get right back up to him. Everybody else, single file. These single file restarts really help the field get spread out. Everybody starts to get into a rhythm, and they have to work their way around each other very smoothly, very methodically. Christian Pittman, fastest lap of the race that time, out of 16.31. Trying to run down race leader Chris Carroll. Back a little bit further back in the field, 16th position is Jason Korn in that number 39. Under pressure from Jason Day. We have a couple people out there going for Day in the chat. You see that little bit of right front damage to the number 52. Shouldn't hurt him too much here at a short track like 5 flags. So Thomas Axum, he was one of those drivers who had to start in the rear of the field, now up 7 spots since the start of the race. He's sitting there in P15, trying to work around the number 29 of Zach Murphy. He's going to look to the inside there, going through turns 3 and 4. Coming off turn 4, he's going to clear him and give the spot over to Thomas Axum. He's working his way up through the field. Back up to the front, Chris Carroll's just kind of logging laps right now. We're on lap 12 of 125, 11 laps complete here this evening. So far, Chris Carroll has led every single one of them. Christian Pittman still doing everything he can, trying to run him down. It's about a half a second gap right now from first to second. As we take a look at last time by's lap times, it was a 16.43 for Chris Carroll to a 16.45 to the 14 of Pittman. So kind of running identical lap times. You go back to third, you got Brian Zimmerman in that number 28. With a 16.47 that time by. Identical lap time to the leader. So a lot of momentum needs to be built up. As I say that, we're going to go under caution for the second time this evening. So I'm not sure what brought this one out, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to kind of find it ourselves if we have to. Not really seeing anything. Great paint scheme by the 06. Yeah, I'm not really seeing what happened there, ladies and gentlemen. I think race control might have saw some debris on the racetrack. Thrown yellow here. Lap 16 of 125. A few drivers bringing it down pit side. You got 38 of Garrett Crow and the number 9 of Joshua Dubé, or Dube, I'm not sure. Those are the only 2 that have come down pit road. Actually, a few more coming down pit road right now. Jason Day and that number 52, probably to get some of that right front damage fixed, I imagine. Not a lot has changed up near the front. Jason Raymond up 3 spots from the start of the race. Sitting there in 6th position. I know we got a couple people out there going for the 44. Looks like the choose cone's going on. looks a lot better. So there we have it. Carroll's going to take the inside. Medler going to the top side. Green flag back out in the air. Oh, a little wheel spin by the number 14. That's going to stack up that whole inside line. The guys on the top lane loving to see that as Jason Raymond goes from 6th to 3rd in one corner on this restart. Brandon Medler also a great job starting on the outside there in 2nd. Now up into 2nd, maintaining that position. Christian Pittman had trouble there on that restart. Looked like a little bit of wheel spin. You see the left side of that super late model. It's got some scrapes on it. Definitely hit the inside retaining wall. Checked everybody up on the inside lane. Brian Zimmerman fell back a couple spots. And Bradley Yo, the same with him in that number 35. Coming to lap 22 of 125 this evening. Chris Carroll is going to lead it 21 laps down here tonight. Caution flag back out on the speedway. Looks like the 31 might have been involved here. Stopped on the racetrack. Let's go back and see what happened. Oh, looks like he just gets loose coming off 4. Gets involved in the 0-2, and a few other guys coming in way late. Bringing us under our 2nd caution, I believe, for the evening. A bunch of guys kind of spun out and involved in that one. We're going to take another commercial break. We'll be right back.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, got to cut that commercial short. SavageEdge.com, they'll put your name on anything. Be sure to go over there and get yourself a True Sim Productions t-shirt. Choose cone happened last time by. Jason Raymond went to the bottom. Chris Carroll taking the top side, fires them off, and we're back underway. Down into turns 1 and 2. Jason Raymond got a great launch right there. You see Brian Zimmerman battling side by side with the 35 of Bradley Yo, trying to take over that 4th spot, or that 5th spot, I'm sorry. Medler, he was up into 2nd, now falls back. He also started on the outside lane right behind Chris Carroll. Maybe thought he could have got a better of a restart, but it kind of hurt him in the long run here. Christian Pittman made his way up into 3rd position on this restart, and now trying to get back to the back bumper of the 44. Riding on board with Chris Carroll. Great shot back to the number 44, but it looks like we're going to be under caution once again. You hear Carroll, he shuts the engine, or not the engine, but he dumps the clutch immediately, trying to save fuel. Not sure what happened here. Let's go back and take a look. So it was showing... Okay, so it was the 18. Something going on with the number 18 here. Let's back it up, see what happened. So he kind of pushes up there, then maybe gets into the throttle a little bit. Gets a little help from the one, and everybody else just kind of piling in. Gotta hold that brake pedal when you're wrecking. I'm sure he did. Hard to get these things stopped, as you saw a lot of guys coming in there late. It is very hard to get these things slowed down, especially depending on how much rear brake you have put into these cars to help them turn down into the corner. The people going for Jason Day, he is now sitting in 14th. He's up 3 spots since the start of this thing. Still a long way to go, a lot of time. He can make those spots up really easily, especially with the choose cone, depending on where he chooses. Not sure if we're going to get a choose cone this time or if race control is going to make him start single file. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in to True Sim Productions tonight for the Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series. We will be live tomorrow night for the Top Hat Comics Tour Modified Series, so be sure to tune in to that, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Alright, so it looks like we are getting a choose cone. Carroll going to the top. And now you see Jason Raymond, he took the top as well, which is an interesting call. We saw Mettler do the same thing on the last restart. Didn't really work out for him. We're going to see if Raymond can make it work for him. Pace car is off. Chris Carroll fires him back off. And we are back under green. Lap 36 of 125, they're going to go barreling down into turns 1 and 2, side by side back here for about 5th position. Again, it's Bradley Yo and Brian Zimmerman trying to sort that out. How about Thomas Axum, up 15 spots since the start of this race. Sitting in 7th right now, trying to figure out which way to go. Looks like he's going to follow the number 28 of Brian Zimmerman through here. And if you look, the number 35 of Bradley Yo, he's fighting hard on that outside line. It's actually really, really surprising to see that outside line working so well here at Five Flags. Top 4 have kind of spaced himself out a little bit. Chris Carroll still your race leader. Jason Raymond did hold on to the 2nd position. You see Pittman getting into the wall a little bit there as they go down the back straightaway. And Brandon Mettler in that number 15. Oh, Pittman's getting loose. He got real loose coming off turn number 4. Managed to save it going down the front stretch. Great save by the number 14. 15 of Mettler couldn't capitalize on it, though. Brian Zimmerman holds on to P5 right now. Thomas Axum got around the 35 of Bradley Yo. Now holds on to 6th. Looking to take the top 5 away from Brian Zimmerman. Lap 41 here of 125. Still a long way to go for that number 13 to get up into the top 5. Looks like problems again for the 14 of Christian Pittman. Mettler looks to the inside going in 3 and 4. Zimmerman trying to follow him. Pittman fighting hard on the top side. Down the front straightaway, Mettler's going to go ahead and take over 3rd position. Now, Brian Zimmerman looks to the bottom side of the racetrack, going to be side by side with Christian Pittman going down the back straightaway. And as we go into turns 3 and 4, Pittman still trying to fight hard on that outside lane. It's working pretty well for him as you see Axum trying again to figure out which lane he wants, but caution flag's going to be back out on the speedway. Oh, so we got a few guys turning around. The race leader's coming. Oh my. Let's go back to see what happened. Was involved. Oh my. Oh wow. Okay, so there was a problem with the 66 as well. Chris Sawyer was around before Garrett Crow. Garrett Crow got into the back of the 53. It looks like the 53 slowed up to avoid this, which is the 29 getting into the back of the 66, sending him around. And then again, the 53 was trying to check up for it and got turned by the 38. We go back live. It looks like Chris Carroll came down pit road. That gave the race lead over to Brandon Metler. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Back live here on True Sim Productions, and Choose Cone just happened that time by. Brandon Metler electing to take that top lane, and that's been very interesting to see tonight. That top lane has worked for the leader every time so far. You see Pittman taking the bottom lane. Zimmerman also taking the bottom, but Thomas Axum taking the top. Metler's going to fire him off, and we're back underway. Lap 49 of 125. They're going to go barreling down into turns 1 and 2. Oh, the 35 pushing up a little bit, almost getting into the 43. He's going to take over that 5th position. Larry Bell's going to drop back down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Troy Tarbuck trying to get around that number 1 of Jeff Clifton. How about the number 1 of Jeff Clifton, ladies and gentlemen, up 12 spots since the start of this race, sitting there in P7, trying to hold on to that 7th place position from Troy Tarbuck. Guy Barrett back there in 9th. Jason Day slowly making his way up through the field, now in 10th, getting around Brody Mears there in the 72. The 72 Mears has a lot of damage on the front end of that super late model. You see Brad Carpenter, he was involved in a spin a little earlier in the race. He's up 11 spots right now, sitting in 13th, trying to take over the position from the number 9. And Jason Korn seemed to be having some issues there. He's slow, trying to get down to pit road, it looks like. Heavy front end damage to that number 39 machine, back up to the front of the field. Still Brandon Metler, your race leader. Pittman trying to run him down. Brian Zimmerman in 3rd. Bradley Yo holding on to 4th, doing a good job out there. Thomas Axum has fallen back to 5th position. And Larry Bell in 6th. Jeff Clifton looking to the inside of Tarbuck, almost kind of pushes him up the racetrack a little bit there. Going to take over 7th position. Now Tarbuck under fire from the 0-2 of Guy Barrett. Once you get up into that outside lane, you can hold it for a couple of laps, but you're going to eventually get freight trained. As you see Chris Carroll, he last pit on lap 44. He's trying to fight back on the high side. Maybe a little bit of almost a little bit of contact there between the 0-2 and the 99. Jason Day's going to get into the back of the 0-2 a little bit. Got a little sideways there. They keep it straight. No caution out on the racetrack. Day trying to take a move to the high side here, looking for the 10th position on the 0-2 of Guy Barrett. Just can't hold the momentum on the top side. Barrett's trying to hold on to the bottom side here. Down the back straightaway, still Guy Barrett in 10th. Jason Day's got to either get around him or he's got to try and find a way to get back down to the bottom side of the racetrack because, again, that's just going to hurt him in the long run, being up on that outside groove. As we're going to be back under yellow here, I think Jason Day might have been involved. Oh my goodness, Jason Day involved. Everybody trying to get sorted back out, trying to get turned back around here. We got to go back and see what happened here on the True Sim Productions instant replay. So let's take a look here. You see Jason Day there, top side of the racetrack. Oh man, almost looks like, I hate to say this, but let's take a look at it one more time. That almost looks like a wee bit of netcode right there. Everybody coming in late there. I don't know, it doesn't look like the 52 got a whole lot of damage. Might still have that quick repair in the back pocket. So we'll have to keep an eye on Jason the rest of the night here. You see the damage to the right side and the left side of that super late model. So a lot of drivers coming down pit road. How about Brian Zimmerman? He's on pit road right now. Larry Bell stayed out on track. Who else stayed out on track? A bunch of drivers stayed out on the track. Jeff Clifton, he last pit on lap 23. Chris Carroll obviously staying out, last pit on lap 44. Jason Raymond as well, lap 44. Brody Mears has yet to come down pit road. Tanner Marr, lap 44, was his last pit stop. Brian Zimmerman is his last pit, obviously, lap 60. So when everybody else has pretty much come down pit road all the way back to Bradley Yo, the number 35. Chris Sawyer also, Mitchell Muma. So this must have been the time for strategy, as see Jason Day coming off pit road as well. Spent a lot of time on pit road for the number 52. A total time on pit lane was about 47 seconds. 22 seconds in his stall. So definitely getting some damage fixed on the number 52 machine. Probably trying to salvage that quick repair. Puts him back in the 18th position. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. See Jeff Clifton taking the bottom side, Carroll taking the top. Now we've seen the top side work for Carroll, but only when he had control of the start. So we're gonna have to see what happens here. You see Brody Mears taking the outside. Jason Raymond took the bottom. Let's see what happens here. Pace car's off in the hands of Jeff Clifton. Fires them off, and we're back underway. And I tell you what a great restart for the 99 and the 44. The 99 of Chris Carroll's able to hang on that door, gun into turns 1 and 2, trying to get the race lead back from the 1 of Jeff Clifton. Still side by side, coming out of turn number 4. Jeff Clifton trying to fight hard on that inside line. Not sure if he took a fuel-only stop or if he took tires. I'm trying to find out right now. Looks like it was a fuel-only stop for the number 1. Chris Carroll maybe have taken right side tires. As problems for the 44. Raymond looks like he got a little loose. Lost a little bit of momentum. Now Brian Zimmerman all over the back bumper of that number 44 machine. Thomas Axum also trying to fight his way back up here to the front. Problems for the 31 of Carpenter once again. Have to go back and see what happened here. Well, looks like the 14 of Pittman got into the back of the 31, sent him around, and then a bunch of people kind of piling afterwards. 35 looked like he might have ended up on his lid right there. Chris Carroll is your race leader. Lap 69 of 125. We're going to take another commercial break. We'll be right back. Stick around.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And we're back live. Should be coming to the choose cone this time by. We're going to find out right here. Carroll go to the top. Clifton to the bottom. Raymond to the top. Couple of other drivers to the top. Tanner Marr's going to be the first one to go to the bottom there. He's going to gain a couple of positions. He's going to be right up there technically in third now for the number 4. So great call for Tanner. Taking that bottom side, got a little left front damage to that super late model. TSP on the hood. In the hands of Chris Carroll. He's going to fire him off, and we're back underway. Great restart for him and the 44. Tanner Marr, not so good of a start, though. He's going to lose a few positions here on the restart. Thomas Axum working to the high side there. Going to get around him, going down the back straightaway. Going to slot back down to the inside. Trying to get underneath Brian Zimmerman. Tanner Marr almost getting into the back bumper of that number 13 machine as Chris Carroll and Jason Raymond start to just pull away. You got Clifton trying to fight back on the inside of Brian Zimmerman for that third position. Then you got Christian Pittman now looking to the inside of Thomas Axum, going down the front straightaway. Can't make it happen. Clifton all the way to the top side of the racetrack. Problems for the number 1, getting out of the groove. Now under pressure from the 4 of Tanner Marr. Pittman is going to get big time sideways coming off turn 4. Trying to hold on to that number 14 is Christian Pittman. Big time loose. We're going to be back under the yellow flag once again. Looks like the 43 of Larry Bell was involved in this one. All right, let's go back and take a look at what happened here. between the 43. You see him at the top side of the racetrack there. Aerial coverage tonight is brought to you by SavageEdge.com. Looks like he just gets turned by the 17. We'll back it up. We'll back it up, take one more look at it. Yeah, he kind of pinches the 17. Then the 17 kind of looks like he tries to avoid that wall right there. And the 43 is going to go around. It's going to put us under caution once again, so we're going to go back to commercial. Be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
All right, and we're back live. Chris Carroll taking the top side once again. Jason Raymond right behind him. Fires them off, and we're back underway. Lap 82 of 125. Down into 1 and 2, Chris Carroll's going to get a great launch. Side by side for second right now. Brian Zimmerman looking to the inside of Jason Raymond. Raymond's going to pinch him off a little bit. Almost a little bit of contact there as they went down into 3 and 4. Raymond's going to hold on to second position. Thomas Axum trying to get up there as well. Trying to look underneath the 28, and we're going to be back under caution once again. Not sure what happened here. Go back and take a look. It's telling me the 38 was involved, but it looks like, oh yeah, the 72. Something going on with him. So we'll rewind it once again. Probably even up a little bit further here with Tarbuck, it looks like. So the 2 gets loose. 24 checks up and just kind of gets ran into. Takes out Larry Bell. Takes out a few good guys here tonight. It's unfortunate. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you could please advise me in the chat if the stream is doing okay. Thumbs up, yes, no, just let me know. If it looks okay, if it's smooth, if it sounds okay. I do have it pulled up on another device, and it's acting really wonky for me. I just need to get confirmation from everybody else that it's okay. If it's not, feel free to tell me, and I can fix it. On my end looks fine. It's just the other device is not working that great for whatever reason. Stream is good on your end. Thank you. I appreciate it, Scotty. Thank you very much. Tells me all I need to know. Again, if it has any problems, just let me know. Claire's got a thumbs up. Claire says it looks good. Thank you, Claire. Appreciate that. Double checking everything on my end. Looks like we're getting the juice cone. Chris Carroll going back to the top side. Jason Raymond's going to be right behind him. Brian Zimmerman to the bottom, and how about Axum going to the bottom? Back under green here at 5 Flags. Great restart for the top 4. Chris Carroll wasn't able to clear the 28 as soon as he got into 1, but once he got through the center there, he was able to. Axum makes a really almost looked like a desperate move there into turns 3 and 4. Kind of pushed up the track a little bit. Raymond had to give him a little bit of extra room, but you see Raymond hanging on the door of that number 13 as they go down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Give Axum the bottom side of the racetrack. Raymond to the top side, fighting for that 3rd position. Looks like Axum's going to clear him going down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. Getting right down on the bottom side of that racetrack, almost clipping that inside wall. Everybody single file. As we go back a little bit further, Tanner Marr sitting in 6th position right now. He's got Zach Murphy, the number 29, right behind him. Brandon Metler back there in 8th position. Everybody, I believe, has come down pit road now as it stands. Looks like the number 1 of Jeff Clifton came down pit road on lap 77 at a 45-second time. Looks like he might have taken 4 fresh tires. Could help him out here as we're in the closing laps here at 5 Flags. Back up to the front of the field, though, it is all Chris Carroll, about a half-second gap right now over. You see the 13 of Thomas Axum. He worked his way around the 44 of Jason Raymond, now getting past the 28 of Brian Zimmerman. And now Raymond looking to the inside of Zimmerman as they come off turn number 4, getting a little loose there as the number 44 of Raymond right in front of the 14 of Christian Pittman. Pittman rounds out the top 5. We're on lap 95 of 125 in this evening. So Axum has found himself up 20 positions since the start of this race. He started in the rear of the field. Now in 2nd, but has to run down the 99 of Chris Carroll to go for 2 in a row here. Running a little bit quicker lap times right now than Carroll is. Last time by was a 16.5 to a 16.6. Let's go back a little bit further. You see Raymond loose again coming off turn number 4. Getting the rear end out of shape coming off the corner. It's allowing Pittman to get right to the back bumper, but Pittman in the wall a little bit. Raymond all over the back bumper of that number 28 of Brian Zimmerman, trying to take over that 3rd spot. We have not seen this 44 car in action in a while, trying to get a podium here tonight. Go back up to the front of the field. Now Axum has got to the back bumper of Chris Carroll. They're running pretty identical lap times right now. 25 laps to go. Will we see another caution? Can Chris Carroll hold on for 25 more laps? Little sideways there coming off turn number 2. Go back through the field a little bit. Let's take a look at this battle going on right now. We were talking about the number 1 of Jeff Clifton probably having better tires than anybody right now on the track, now finds himself inside the top 10. Just got around the 52 of Jason Day. Jason Day, after being involved in that one wreck, has managed to bounce back his evening as well, sitting in 10th. Probably not where he wants to be, but regardless, a good run nonetheless for that number 52 right now. Brandon Mettler has fallen back to 11th position. Side-by-side battle right now between Derek Stanley and Tanner Marr for that 7th position. As you see Clifton, I'm telling you, those fresher tires, man, he's coming. Just has nowhere to go right now, as it looks like somebody up ahead of them got into the wall just a little bit. So we're going to be back under the yellow flag, showing maybe the 35 might have been involved with this one. Let's go back and take a look. Oh, okay. Wow. I have to back it up just a little bit on that one. So we found the contact. It looks like the 24 goes really high, trying to run a high to low line. And I don't know, it looks like the 35 went for a gap. That's teammates getting involved with each other there. All right, 19 laps to go. We're back under caution. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another commercial break. Back live on True Sim Productions, Top Hat Comics Super Late Model Series. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember, go check out Facebook. If you need a paint scheme done on iRacing, go to Michael Falk at MF Racing Designs on Facebook, and he'll get you hooked up any car you want at reasonable prices. 17 laps to go here. Chris Carroll, most laps led tonight, I'm pretty sure. He's been out front most of the night. Coming to 16 to go here. I believe this is Choose Cone. So there you have it. I mean, Carroll, he's gone to the top side every time tonight, and it's worked out for him. So no surprise to see him go to the top once again. Zimmerman going to the bottom. You see Axon, though. He's, again, these guys are starting right behind the leader, hoping to get a good jump. We're going to have to see if it works out for Axon. Chris Carroll's going to fire him off here. Back under green. Going to be 15 laps to go. Chris Carroll gets a great restart. Everybody else going to be side by side as we go down into turns 1 and 2. Brian Zimmerman trying to get around Thomas Axum. Almost a little bit of contact there. As they go down the back straightaway, Axum's going to hold on to that second spot right now. Zimmerman's going to get a little loose as they come off turn number 4. Axum holds on to second. Zimmerman now third. Pittman trying to get around the 44 of Raymond for fourth. Looks like he might clear him here going into turns 3 and 4. Raymond trying to hold on to that right rear quarter panel. He just can't. Now Raymond has to slot back down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Pittman's going to get loose coming off 4. That's going to check a lot of people up, and it looks like Jeff Clifton might have been involved here with this yellow flag. Let's just go back real quick and see if we can't take a look. Looks like Clifton might have gotten loose. I don't know if he had a little help here or not. Oh yeah, it comes off the corner, and that right rear suspension unloaded. And yeah, made a simple mistake. The 15 kind of helped him around a little bit, but came off the corner, got really loose for that number 1 machine. 12 laps to go. We're going to go back under commercial, pay them bills. Stick around.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them for a breast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
All right, we're back live here. Choose cone should be this time by, as long as I've been timing this right. So we'll get on the choose cone camera now. We're going into turns 3 and 4. Going to be coming to 8 laps to go. If they get the choose cone here, when they take the green, it'll be 7 laps to go. Here are 5 flags. So there you go. Carroll to the top. Axum's going to go to the bottom, and Pittman's going to go to the top. So that kind of changed up some things here in the front. Axum the last couple of times started on the outside lane right behind Carroll. Now going to the bottom to try and make something happen here in the closing laps. Pace car's off. Chris Carroll fires him off. Green flag back out in the air. 7 laps to go here at 5 flags. Pittman tried to get down to the bottom side of the racetrack early. He made it work, but looked like Zimmy might have gave him the bumper just a little bit. He's going to look to the inside here looking for 3rd. Oh, going to clear himself coming off turn number 4 in front of Raymond. The 17's going to go around behind him. A lot of cars involved with this one. Tanner Marr on his roof. Let's go back and see what happened here. Out of the corner, Tanner gets into the left rear of the 17, turns him around. How it flipped Tanner, I have no idea. We see a couple other guys getting involved there as well. Again, aerial coverage tonight brought to you by SavageEdge.com. Everybody go check out SavageEdge.com. Get yourself a True Sim Productions t-shirt. Corey and Amanda, they do a great job making t-shirts, making hats, anything you can think of. They'll literally put your name on anything. SavageEdge.com. All right, so it looks like we're going to get a green-white checkered scenario here this evening. I don't know if that's what Chris Carroll wanted to see, or Thomas Axum. I think Axum really wants those longer runs. We've seen that 13 be really good on the long run, but these short runs, it seems like the 99 of Carroll's prevails. But Pittman's been coming up through the field as well. Now, Pittman last pit on lap 60. It looks like he took 4 tires versus Axum, who pit on lap 60. He took 2. Carroll pit on 44 and also took 2. So it's going to be interesting to see what plays out here. So this may be the most important choose cone of the evening. Will Chris Carroll change it up, or will he stick to his original plan? Looks like he's going to stick to the plan. Oh, Pittman kind of hesitated a little bit. He wasn't sure. But he goes to the inside. Zimmerman going to go to the top side. Now, those are teammates on the top side. Chris Carroll and Brian Zimmerman, Pit Lizard Performance. So I don't know if Chris Carroll's going to count him down or not. We're going to have to find out. I don't know. 3 laps to go. Going to be 2 when they take the green flag. Green flag is back out in the air. You see Carroll, he waited just a little bit longer. Everybody tried to anticipate that restart. Didn't work out for him. Pittman's going to take over 3rd. So Zimmy kind of got the short end of the stick on that one. As Raymond now looking to the inside of Zimmy. He's going to get around him here coming out of turn number 4. Now has his sight set on the 14 of Pittman, but white flag in the air for Chris Carroll. Doesn't matter if the caution flies here or not. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Axum's got one more shot here. Can't get to him. Coming out of turn number 4, it's going to be the number 99 of Chris Carroll, taking him the win at 5 flags. Trying to get a good camera here. This winning moment has been brought to you by USAFirearms.com. If you need a firearm, go and talk to Brian Zimmerman at USAFirearms.com and he'll get you hooked up. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Carroll burning it down here tonight, taking home the win. These drivers have to get through a post-race tech inspection. So we're going to take a commercial break, and when we return, it's going to be post-race interviews. Stick around.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaw.
Shut up and sit down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live. I have gotten down here to pit lane, and I'm catching up with the number 14 of Christian Pittman. Coming home in third place tonight, had a few ups and downs, but managed to get that number 14 back up inside the top three. And Pittman, kind of walk me through your race tonight.
Well, we started second, and car felt pretty good. Obviously, Chris set the pole, and with the first about 20 laps, that first run we had, the car felt pretty good. And then, I don't know if the broadcast saw it or not, but one of the restarts, I looked down and I was in first gear, and I got on it and slid the tires. So we fell back to fourth, kind of made our way back up. And then I think it was Chris and Tanner and them all pitted one cycle before us, and we stayed out. And we made our way back up. I made contact with Brad, but didn't get any contact. I don't know if it was net code or what, but me and Brad got together, and then I just slowly made my way back through the field. I mean, this is like the 9th time I've talked to you this season in third place, so I don't know what I need to do to pick up a couple more tenths to get past Axum and Carroll, but we're trying like hell.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, you're still coming home in third position. That's great points tonight for the number 14. We go to a track, it's a mile long, but I guess you could say it's a little bit bigger than what we're used to in the super late models. We're going to Phoenix next week. Do you think you might have something for him there?
Honestly, no. I absolutely hate the new Phoenix. I used to love the old one with the open dog leg and the straightaway, or the start-finish being what's now the, I guess, half-back straightaway. This new one, I don't know. I haven't really figured out the groove, so do some testing this week and try to get better. But last season or 2 seasons ago when I ran there, I think I ran like 12th. I mean, it was pretty bad. So I'm hoping to figure it out, do this week with some testing.
All right, man. Well, hey, still third place finish. Great run tonight. Who you got to thank on the number 14?
My grandparents, as always, my dad, all my buddies at work that watch it, Five Kings Motorsports, MF Racing Designs for all the paint schemes he does, everybody at Crooked Line, of course, you for doing the broadcast every week, and just anybody that helps out make this league fun.
All right, man. Hey, go celebrate that third place finish. We'll see you next week in Phoenix. All right, so that was Christian Pittman, third place finisher. Now we got to talk to runner up. Going down pit road a little bit here, and we got to talk to the driver out of post-race inspection. The number 13 of Thomas Axum managed to make his way all the way through the field tonight. Had to start from the rear, but just couldn't get it done even with that green-white checker. And Thomas, kind of walk me through your race tonight. Do you think you had something for Chris there at the end?
Yeah, for sure. He's very good, and I'm very good as well. So it's a fun battle. Just ran out of time. Need more laps in the long runs. I don't like doing them short runs. I need a nice 15, 20 lap run, get in rhythm, and make a move. But short runs just aren't it for me. Was able to make my way through the field very, very quickly. And I love the one pit stop strategy because everyone's different. I tried being just different than the 2 leaders that were at the time, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it didn't, and tonight I chose tails and we flipped the heads.
Well, I tell you what, you still had to drive your way through the field, so that took a lot of patience to get yourself up into a good finishing spot of second place. Another good points night. Next week we head to Phoenix. How do you feel about going there?
Yeah, definitely not one of my stronger tracks. I'm not a fan of the big tracks like Rockingham or Phoenix. I like the old Phoenix, but the new Phoenix just isn't for these cars. But it'll be fun, something new. Probably not going to have some crazy number 13 speed, but looking at the schedule from there, all the tracks after that will be awesome. So got to get through that one to have some fun on the final 3. But hoping to be a contender, but going to be there to defend my consistency.
All right, man. Well, hey, second place finisher, you got to thank on the number 13 for making it all happen.
Hey, just shout out to the boys in Discord, Brian Zimmerman, Chris Carroll. You had Guy Barrett in there, Larry Bell, just all the guys, Bradley Ayo, all the guys in there. Just make it fun time, make the hour and 15 minutes a blast. Just all them boys, we have fun in there. RKM Studios 10 Designs, Bernier's Liquors, Tanner Marr, True Sim Production on YouTube. Love going back and listening to him. And Mr. Sam Baumgartner, thank you for calling the show tonight.
All right, man. Hey, congrats on second place again, and we'll see you next week at Phoenix.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so that was Thomas Axum. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, ladies and gentlemen, I want to confirm something real quick. Let me see here. So next week, we are actually not racing. It's going to be the following week on the 6th, I believe. It's showing me the 2nd. Or, yeah, not the 6th. The 2nd. I'm sorry. So they're taking a week off because of Christmas and everything, and then we'll be back on the 2nd. So I've been saying next week, but it's really going to be in 2 weeks when we're going to Phoenix. So, that being said, we got to get the man of the hour up here. He's through post-race tech inspection, climbing out of that super late model in victory lane once again, is the number 99 of Chris Carroll. And Chris, how'd you do it again tonight, man?
I made a plan, Sammy. Early in the race, I decided to take my tires early. I saw a lot of cautions, and I'd hoped that they kept coming. I mean, on the long run there, Axum really had something for me there. I mean, it was a long run. It was only 10 or 12 laps, but his tires showed up there, and I thought I'd made a mistake, but enough cautions cycled the tires through that I had a chance. So it's kind of my game plan from the start, and it worked out, man.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of had to work your way up through the field a little bit there. We saw Jason Raymond kind of play the same strategy you did. Were you a little worried there when you took him on lap 44? Like, were you worried when guys started taking him around lap 60 and lap 70?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's those guys took him about 20 laps later, I think, than I did, and they got up through there fast, and I was like, uh-oh, I'm probably in trouble here. I'm looking for a top 5 instead of a win, and I think enough cycles on the tires kind of took their advantage of tires away. It seems when the tires take a couple of cautions that you don't have the same advantage you did, but once you get 5 or 10 laps on those tires, the advantage shows up and the tires get hot. So, I mean, I was pretty fortunate tonight that there were so many yellows, and I mean, Axum got there and Zimmerman was coming, and I think Raymond looked pretty good too. So, I mean, it worried. It's not so much, but I mean, you got to put your stuff together when you've got Axum and Zimmerman on fresher tires behind you. You've got to be perfect.
Well, hey, man, you come home with another win. Next week, we go to a little bit bigger of a track than we're used to here at Crooked Line. We're going to Phoenix. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, Phoenix will probably be a good race. There's a lot of racing room out there. There's a lot of different lines that work in these super late models, and I think it'll be a really fun event. We've always had good races at Phoenix there, and it's not always been my track. I haven't done very well at Phoenix, but it's a really great racing track, and I think these guys will be able to show a little more than what we could tonight with 25 cars on that real tight track.
All right, man. Hey, another win for the number 99. Who do you got to thank?
Well, I always got to thank USAFirearms.com and the Pit Lizard boys who are all out there. There's me and Zimmerman. Always got to thank Zimmerman, man. He's so good to all of us in there, and Troy and Larry Bell and Guy Barrett and all the boys out there. We got to thank those guys first, and TSP and Tanner for you guys doing the broadcast. And Tanner works so hard. He's having a tough day today. I was feeling for him out there. We were kind of bugging him a bit, but having a tough day, and we got to thank definitely you guys for that. And basically all the drivers out there, man, they're all trying hard, and all the guys that raced me clean out there. And when you win, it's literally the guys out there is what makes the win special. It really is. It's if the competition was bad and terrible, then it would be wouldn't feel so good. But those guys are also good out there. We got so many fast guys, but gotta thank all the drivers out there too, Sam. And my folks are out there watching. I forgot about them the last few weeks, but just get out of your hair here. I'm being a little long.
No, you're good, man. Race winner. We'll let you go as long as you want. But yeah, hey, we'll see you next week at Phoenix, and congrats on another win.
Yes, sir, bro. I'm kind of bummed you weren't at the Snowball Derby there.
Well, other things came up, so we can talk about that later. But good win tonight, Chris.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
That was Chris Carroll, your race winner in the number 99. And ladies and gentlemen, we got to go ahead and get your race results up on the screen. And there you have it. Race results on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Carroll, your race winner. Thomas Axelman second. Christian Pittman third. Jason Raymond fourth. And Brian Zimmerman rounds out the top 5. The rest of your finishing results, of course, in the center of your screen. Check them out. We're going to be live again tomorrow night for the Top Hat Comics Tour Modified Series around 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to go ahead and like and subscribe this video, or like this video and subscribe to True Sim Productions. And we'll see you again next time. Y'all have a good one.